I may question, but this is the truth. Love never questions its own power and authority. Never questions. It reigns supreme. And with that being said, why don't we stand, join together, and sing in the silence. In this moment, love is here. Peace is here. Truth is here. And we take a moment and acknowledge the presence of our loving Father, Mother, God. God is here. We feel that presence this day moving in and through us. This day, we are grateful for the opportunity to come together, to worship, to sing, and to pray in the name, in the nature, in the power of the Christ. Amen.
Today's daily word is Divine Spark, and Doral will read the daily word.
Good morning. The divine spark within guarantees my success. Have you ever felt as though you were just one step away from success in your relationships, at work, in your education? At times, our goals may seem unrealistic or unattainable. Perhaps what we're missing is not something, but rather an awareness of God. Prayer is the key to moving forward and tapping into the potential success. Prayer reminds us of our connection with Spirit and that all things are possible. Focusing on God ignites a divine spark within that illumines the way. Infinite possibilities are now revealed. God is right where we are and in the experiences we are living. Prayer ignites the divine spark toward realizing and releasing our infinite potential. And the scripture is from Psalm 24:7. Lift up our heads, O gates, and be lifted up, old ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in.
Regardless of circumstance and the plans that you make for the day, the truth is that when you'll hold to the truth of who you are and express it on a regular basis, it'll show up. But you need to remember who you are. Let's take our affirmation together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I am now in the presence. Let us rest into that as we join with Steve and sing, "The Father and I are one." from your heart now. And having spoken these words of the truth of us, gently now, easily, we go to that place within us that Jesus called our inner closet, our secret place. It is that place within you where there is no question, there is no doubt. The Father and I are one. And in this moment, we rest in this oneness. In my prayers, I'm learning to ask. It is here in the stillness, in the silence, where answers come. Perhaps in a word, the vibration of the music. Regardless of how it comes to you this day, know this gift comes wrapped in love. This day, I say yes. In this moment, I reach out and claim these gifts. And in doing so, I immerse myself in them. And as I do so, each and every cell of my being responds. And I am blessed. In this moment, I remember I am a channel through which good flows into my world. Right here, right now. I open that channel wide. From me, through me, good flows. Love flows. Order flows. Harmony flows. First to this place, touching each and every one of God's children. And in this moment, I am blessed. I choose to continue to be a blessing. From me, through me, good flows, love flows. into our spiritual community, wherever that might be this day. Into our city, touching each and every one of God's children, to our state, to our country. Blessings flow. And in this knowing, I am blessed. I choose to continue to be a blessing. From me, through me, love flows around our world. Healing, blessing. In truth and in spirit, we are never separate one from the other. Somewhere, somewhen, someone is saying thank you for the gifts that have come from you, through you this day, are gratefully received, and that gratitude swells up and returns to you. The circle of life whole and complete. I breathe in it. I rest in it for one holy moment. And knowing there is more yet for me to do this day, gently now, easily, effortlessly, I bring my attention back to this place, to this now. And from my heart I join with you and pray as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, "As for you, pray therefore in this manner." Num, 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 num. So on my visioning board, new microphone, just saying. You see, the truth is, I know it works, and the truth also is, and I forget to do it. Before you leave here today, swing by our bulletin board over here. I want you to take a look at that thermometer. The thermometer is the progress on one of our projects, and that's carpet for here in the sanctuary. It's going to run right around $8,000, give or take a buck in either direction. And as of the first of this month, we have 5,128 bucks in it. And that's because individuals have said, this is a really good idea for our church and for our ministry, for the work that we do. Let's have a really nice, good-looking home in which to present our ideas, to study our truth. And your trustees have said, that sounds like such a great idea, that we're going to continually allocate funds from our general accounts until such time as we make this happen. Yay! And I have to admit, it's moving a lot faster than I thought it was going to. But see, that's what happens when I get out of the way. And just allow God to be in charge. Right? And put it out there and say, okay, let's go. Here is my supreme hope for each and every one of you, that our tithers win the lottery. Now, some of you are doing the math right now. If you paid attention to the news, it just went over $1 billion this morning. No winner. There's still an opportunity for you to tithe to Christ Unity Church. Just saying. P.S. This is not an investment strategy. Just thought I'd throw it out there just for grins. Isn't it funny what we focus on? The stuff in our world that shows up. And we spend so much time out here, we forget to come back inside. And we need to get reminded from time to time. This is one of the reasons that I am so blessed to be able to work with so many of you on our Wednesday Metaphysical Bible Discussion group. There were 16 of us there Wednesday morning at 11:30. And that generates a lot of energy. And it generates questions. And from the questions, hopefully we find answers. And we start to move forward in being clear about who we are, about what our world is, and how we are in charge of it, not the other way around. And so when I get hung up out here in my, quote, real world, unquote, I can breathe and rest, remember who I am, give power to my word, and allow things to happen the way they should in God's plan, not mine. And then I just need to remember to keep doing it. And I've been taking my blood pressure every day now just because my doc thinks it's a good idea, and I'm just kind of fun with it to watch. And true to form, the holidays have the tendency to be stressful. I bought into that, and they were. Well, they went great, and they were wonderful, and I'm just so happy I can't hardly stand myself. However, my chart indicates and I breathe and I go, okay, what is it that I'm forgetting? And then I remembered yesterday what it was. You'd think I'd remember before now, but it took me a while to get there. Yesterday we had our spiritual healing metaphysics, or meditation rather, our sacred healing meditation time, and for about, let's see, we went 3 rounds yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, so for each round is about 30 minutes. So for an hour and a half, where was I? In the presence. See, because part of the work is to get you out of the way. Remember who your Creator is. Remember who you are. I am a beloved child of God. And remember that God is all, both visible and invisible. And this one that is all is perfect. Life, love, intelligence, and substance. Perfect. We also know that man is, therefore you are, one with this perfect life, love, intelligence, and substance. However, you have to live there. And so yesterday I lived there for about an hour and a half. I took it with me. Guess what happened to my blood pressure last night? Almost to the point where I went, good Lord, is that heart still working? Wasn't quite that low. But you see, I could get me out of the way. The me that thinks that the holidays are stressful. The me that thinks, look at all the things I have to do. And that they're so important. And I had forgotten that if you need to have a test for how important things are in your world, you stick your hand in a bucket of water, and you pull your hand out really, really fast, and the hole that's left, that's how important that thought was. All right? Now, it doesn't mean it wasn't important for you in the moment, don't get me wrong, but I can't give it the power over me. See, the whole idea behind our lesson today, this title of Supreme Creation, comes from Charles Fillmore's book, Jesus Christ Heals, where he said this: man knows intuitively that he is God's supreme creation and that dominion and power are his, though he does not understand fully. The I am of him ever recognizes the one divine source from which he sprang, and he turns to it endeavoring to fathom its wonderful secrets. Of all of God's critters, as far as we know, we're the only ones that have been given the capacity of reason and the joy and sorrow of free will. Because wouldn't it be nice, kinda? No, it wouldn't be. Don't even go there. Just if I just had the silver bullet, if it was just sweet, I could just go. Well, may I humbly suggest that your next incarnation should be a buffalo? And be home on the range. You can also choose between deer and antelope. Where did that come from? My filter's broken again, isn't it? Just checking. But the question comes up, if that's true, if I am that powerful, what do I do with it? And the challenge comes into our languaging. Say, our languaging is a limiting factor. It just is. And as soon as we try to describe this one, we put the one in a box. And you can't put the one in a box. It doesn't fit, because the one is the box. So we dance around and try and figure it out, is really what it comes down to. And that's a good thing. Because the more we practice who we are, the more we stand out and stand in our truth, to verbalize it, to take the actions that we need to bring about our vision, then we can rethink words. I go back to what we talked about on Wednesday just a little bit because I had to do some more study. You see, you know everything, but you forget it. You just do. So when you need to remember, you go back. And one of the things that we talked about on Wednesday is that our idea of the word death is relatively limited. But one of the pieces Fillmore talked about as a definition of death is this. I love this one. Spiritual inertia. So using that context, as long as I keep moving, as long as I keep studying, as long as I keep growing, as long as I keep focused, I will never taste death. Or experience, depending on how you translate it. Why? Because I go back to original source. You and I were created in the image and likeness of God. And the reason there's so many different people looking here, back this way and that way, is because each of us has a different idea what that looks like. Good. We should have different ideas of what that looks like. As long as we hold one thing to be true. We are all part of the one. And we need to learn how to honor every aspect of being as I honor this one. And some of us need to learn to honor this one a lot. A lot. Because we forget to do that. One thing somebody mentioned to me the other day, it just kind of tickled me. I haven't heard this a whole lot this year. Generally around the first of the year, what do you hear? Let's set up New Year's resolutions, which studies and statistics say you got exactly 72 hours before you break them. And I went, well, that's kind of interesting. And I started listening, and I haven't heard anybody talking about New Year's resolutions. Well, why do it if you're just going to break it? Can't you just hear it? And it goes back to this idea of I have no control. This idea that circumstance has the power over me. That where I stand is my truth, not who I stand in it. Right? So this year we're changing our languaging a little bit. We're not going to have resolutions. We're going to vision. And allow the visions to come to pass. That would be like a good resolution, right? Holding to our truth. Stepping out in an understanding of our oneness. Working towards reducing or eliminating, depending on where you are, the idea of lack or limitation in your world at any level. And I'm not talking just about finances. I'm talking about relationships. Is there anybody besides me that has a crazy uncle? We all have a crazy uncle. Or aunt. You know, the one we lock in the attic when family shows up. The one that has zero filters totally. It could be you, by the way. Just saying. And we hold that thought because there are things that go on in our world that we just assume the rest of the world didn't know. But you see, that crazy aunt or uncle is you. Just articulating in a way you're not quite so familiar with. The language doesn't work. And what we've discovered is that everything you hear and see comes from your very own perception of things, not necessarily what was said and done. See, we've all been through this, where you absolutely positively know without a shadow of a doubt that you never said something or never did something that somebody said you said or did, right? Absolutely positively. Why? Because everyone hears and sees from their own perspective. You see, and our teachers knew that. They knew you were going to hear. And so a lot of times, particularly in the Gospel of Thomas, which is where we're working right now on Wednesdays, but other places as well, you get this admonition: let he who has ears hear. Let he who has eyes see. Which means simply what? Open up. Pay attention. There's more than just your current understanding. To more fully understand who you are, you need to be open to new ideas, to new ways of thinking. And it sounds counterintuitive, but here's the truth. I am totally prepared to remove and eliminate everything I believe if you can show me a better way. And so I open myself up to a better way. A better way is to take about an hour and a half in meditation and prayer, lower the blood pressure, than it is to go all wound up. That's a better way. A better way is to say, if I'm going to be aware of this body temple and the challenges that seem to show up, that maybe I need to make some adjustments. And maybe even follow the advice of the guy in the white coat who I don't listen to a lot. Get more exercise. And my answer this week was, I'll get more exercise outside as soon as the temperature equals my age. Other than that, I'm being a couch potato. I'm just saying. My dog doesn't allow me that. I get to go out in it anyway. But that's sometimes how we feel. Pay attention to what's going on. But enjoy it, but understand that you're in charge of it. It's your choices that will allow you to come to a new picture of who you are and what's going on in your world. I hold to that because I know who I am. I am a beloved child of God. Together. I am a beloved child of God. Now this time really mean it. I am a beloved child of God. Oh, breathe. Doesn't that feel good? Why don't we use that all the time? We forget. And it's okay. Because we have those around you who love you. And some of you aren't even those people who we love a lot, even aren't in this room. Some of them not even on this planet. Some have just been voices to us through the one mind that say, when in doubt, remember, I love you. Regardless of appearance, I am there. I bless you. No matter what's going on in your world, I appreciate you. You are my beloved child. And in you, I behold the Christ. That is the truth of you. Let's put that to work this year. Namaste.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.